next guest. A lot of New Yorkers want to hear from him. I know they've been excited when we told everybody that he'd be on today. Baker Mayfield. Baker, how you doing, Michael and Don?
Doing great. No, busy right now. But busy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I bet. You know why New Yorkers are excited. They don't know if you're going to play for the Giants or the Jets. What are your thoughts about playing in New York?
I would love that. That'd be a good spot for me. I think I thrive on the spotlight. And there's a lot that comes with playing in New York, and I think I'd be looking forward to that one.
Have you gotten any kind of feel at all where you may go or what teams are interested, or is it too early yet?
It's early. You never know. Through this process, I'm going to talk to everybody, just because everybody, you got to get your questions answered. You got to find out. So I have a couple good feelings, but no idea really.
No trepidation at all, Baker, about the things that come with New York, the media scrutiny, the fans demand excellence?
No, I think I look forward to that. I expect excellence out of myself too. So anywhere I go, I want to win ball games.
What are some of the things you feel that you bring to the table unique to maybe some of the other quarterbacks that you're going to be going up against here at this draft?
For me, accuracy is one of the physical things that I bring. And then the thing that is the most important for me is being able to get the most out of the guys around me, to inspire others, get them to play harder, and be a leader for them. I think that's very important, especially if you're going to be a franchise guy.
Now, at this time of the year, and it probably drives you nuts too, they're not looking for things you could do. They want to find out things you can't do.
Yep.
So one of the things that they say about Baker Mayfield, well, he's 6 foot. That might be too short in the NFL. We had on Doug Flutie yesterday, and he said, it's not, because look at Drew Brees. You can get the job done. Are you concerned about the height and that they might really fixate on it?
If they are, then they're worried about the wrong things. You look at Drew Brees, you look at Russell Wilson, they win ball games just fine. They have big enough hands to grab a ball and throw it and lead their guys. And so there's important things, and then there's stuff that people focus on too much. And I think height is one of those.
Have you ever had any problem getting the ball through defensive linemen with their hand up?
I mean, that's some of the stuff, but that's also because we had offensive linemen that weren't letting up a pass rush. The defensive guys would just put their hands up instead of, continuing the rush. And so there's sometimes, balls have been batted down, but been able to change my arm angle a lot, and that's something that physically I've been able to adapt with.
What are some of the things you feel you need to work on to play in that next level?
Right now, a big focus for me is footwork under center, dropping back and eyes downfield. That's a big transition for me.
Now, you obviously enjoyed your time in Oklahoma, but you were a guy. I mean, it wasn't given to you. You worked really hard for it, and you think you could bring that to the next level? And would you say that that's probably your best attribute other than your physical talent?
Oh, absolutely. Work ethic is the one thing that's gotten me here. I had a lot of help along the way, but because of how motivated and driven I was, how badly I wanted it, I'll always have that with me.
Where do you think that comes from?
I was a late bloomer.
Right.
Physically, not being as tall as everybody else, I had to work a lot harder for everything else, and so that's where it comes from. And it's been at an early age, and so I plan on keeping it with me.
You said you got help. Who were some of the people that helped you?
Family around me, coaches, a lot of people that supported me chasing my dreams. I wasn't a physical specimen coming out of high school, but they pushed me to be the best. My dad was the one that convinced me to walk on instead of taking a scholarship somewhere else. And best decision I ever made.
How scary is that, though? I mean, it's also costly, too.
Yeah, no, financially at the time, it was not a good decision for us. And so I didn't want to do it to our family, but they pushed me to do it, chase my dreams, and go play ball at a big school and transfer to Oklahoma, where I really dreamt of playing. So it was scary, not knowing exactly what was going to happen, how it was going to shake up. Just having belief in yourself, it'll take you a long way.
You'll see, one of the things I wish I was different is handling criticism better. Like, I get evaluated. My instinct is always to fight the criticism. But so you're going through analysis. So you're hearing people saying you're too short, you can't do this, you can't do that. So what are your instincts when you hear the negative from the press or from other coaches or from teams? How do you deal with it?
Human nature tells you to try and get revenge and prove them wrong. Right back. That's just human nature. But for me right now, it's focusing on handling the things that I can control. A lot of that's out of my control. I can't get any taller overnight. I can't do any of that. So I'm going to work hard. I'm going to work on my footwork under center. I'm going to train hard, get physically ready for when I have my interviews at the combine, and then pro day, I'm ready to go.
When you take your SATs, there are courses that you could take to tell you how the test is going to be.
Yep.
Do you have people advising you what they're going to ask you in these kind of turns into a meat market when you go to the combine.
Yeah.
Have you had people advise you, this is what they're going to say, Baker, this is what they're going to push you on?
I did have people give me a heads up, but I kind of knew exactly what was going to come with it. I have 3 years of tape for them to study, so a lot of it for them is asking about the type of person I am. So I was ready to answer those questions, and I was able to address a lot of it at the Senior Bowl last week.
Who are some of the quarterbacks you watched growing up, and then maybe you try to influence you?
Brett Favre was my number one guy always. Then Peyton Manning and Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers too.
All right, now Cleveland has the first pick before the Giants. They have the choice of all these quarterbacks that are coming out. Should it be Baker Mayfield? And would you have a problem playing in Cleveland?
I'd love to play in Cleveland. I'd love to play anywhere, but I think for me, mentally, it's a challenge. Being able to turn a franchise around, I think I'd love that. Always had adversity, and so it's something I'd be looking forward to. But then obviously going to New York wouldn't be too bad either.
Yeah. Now, would you mind playing behind Eli for a year or two?
Absolutely not. I think for me, what I've realized is, I want to play. Obviously, everybody at that stage wants to play, but it's got to be the right situation for me, sitting behind somebody and learning. And Eli's a great guy to learn from.
If that were to happen, what do you think some of the questions would be? Would it be on the fly, or are there some things you'd have first and foremost in your mind to ask a veteran quarterback who's played in a Super Bowl, has won a Super Bowl?
There's a couple questions that I'd love to ask him about preparation, but I've had conversations with his brother about those. And so for me, I've always been a guy that kind of sits back and watches how they handle it, and just being aware of exactly how they do certain things. And everybody's different. Everybody handles preparation and practice and rehab, all that stuff differently. So it's interesting to see how it's different.
Now, in watching you in 2 years in Oklahoma, you're very demonstrative on the field. You have a lot of emotions. You don't try to curb it. You fly down the sidelines waving your arm. You think that would play in the NFL where they play for pay?
I've had people tell me no. It's celebration stuff, probably no, but the chip on my shoulder, being a leader for those guys, that'll never change. And so whatever team drafts me needs to know that that's still going to happen. I'm still going to be a leader, and I'm still going to try and inspire my teammates to play better.
So, the way Michael described it, the histrionics, if you will, of how flamboyant you were in celebration, is that a positive or a negative to you? I know many people look at it as a negative, but how do you look at it?
To me, I don't look at it as a negative at all. I see it as a positive because it shows my true joy for the game. I love being out there competing, and then also you work so hard during the week. The whole offseason, you talk about months at a time, and then preparation for a game on Saturday or Sunday, you work so hard during the week, and then you get to play just for 4 quarters of the game. And so you work so hard for these little moments. And so, I enjoy when I have success.
All right, so you're with Panini now. Tell us about this.
No, so that's actually why I'm here at the Super Bowl to announce that I just closed a deal with them on autographed trading card deal. So very excited about that. I had a nice collection when I was growing up. So having my own trading card is going to be pretty special. So I'll have some Sooners jerseys ones. That's the start. And then as soon as the draft happens, I'll have whatever team picks me up.
That must be, just blow you away. You're on a trading card.
Unbelievable. So surreal.
Yeah.
I always had dreams of stuff like that. That's what you dream of as a kid, but then actually having it be a reality is completely different.
All right, now when we come back from a break, we're going to obviously make our picks as we always do at 5:45. So tell us, who do you like in this game on Sunday?
I got the Patriots.
How come?
I think just having Gronk back is good for their offense, but then I also think the Eagles played lights out against the Vikings. That was the best game they played all year, and I don't know if they can replicate that against the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Great to meet you. Best of luck. And, if you become the Jet quarterback, the Jets are on our air, so you'll be on with us all the time.
You promised us a weekly if you're a New York quarterback. How about that?
Let's see. You come in now. You're fine.